How many hot dogs would fit in a 55-gallon drum as a survival food?
Just the thought of the stench of 5,000 or so hot dogs in a 55-gallon drum. When you pop that ring and open it.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to get that wrench to pop that ring open. And then you would be assailed.
Or you pop the little pour valve and just fish them out one by one.
No, no! Well, it's funny because we were like, how do you even open that? And the guy's like, 2, 2, 3. Imagine it's sitting in the sun, it's all swelled up, and you puncture it, and you just get hit with that miasma of hot dog. So hold on, we gotta blow this up. Where's my go gadget grenade? I love video game explosions where you can just throw a grenade at something like 12 feet away and you're fine.
And it blows up in a
mushroom
massive
cloud.
Explosion.
Who's shooting at us? Oh, that guy, ATV guy. No, I'm not. You're dead. Counter argument. 44 Magnum. You lose. Okay, let's get into this. Honestly, how many cultists could there be in a county?
You know, I think the closest that we ever got in this country was probably the Rajneeshers up north.
Yeah, Rajneesh Puranam under that guy that had all the Rolls Royces.
I think they were up to like 7,000 or 8,000 at their very highest.
Right,
and that was when they were importing homeless people.
Right, just to get the vote.
Their numbers.
Yeah, just to get the vote. But I mean, of the hardcore people who actually lived there, maybe like 1,500. But they had their own police force, and they had jets.
Yeah, they took over the town. I know somebody who worked for the state of Oregon at the time, and he said that he'd actually met some of their Peaceforce Police officers, and they were freaking nuts.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is they wore all the same colored weird stuff and
all pink and red.
Okay, now here's the thing is, you know, historically speaking, the federal government has had a long history of dealing with cults in various ways. You know, I mean, you've got the Mormon War and all that other stuff. It was pretty wild. Let's shoot that skunk, even though that'd probably be the worst thing you could do.
There's no rangers around. We're fine.
Yeah, but you know, if you shot a skunk, that would be just gross. God damn it. Are both of us that bad?
Oh, I'm terrible.
But here's the thing that really bothers me. I played so many Bethesda games that this crack in the world, I want to walk up to it and hit E. I just want to do that. I want to walk up into there and transit to another place. I think I could live in a cave. I think a cave would be fun, right?
This wouldn't be a bad one. You got plenty overhead. I see sunlight through it right there, so it might rain on you a bit. But...
I'm just saying like a deeper cave, where you could go in there and fart and it'd echo for like 10 hours.
Kill it.
Okay, look, I'm not an expert, but how many 44 Magnum rounds does it take to kill an elk? Deer, whatever.
4 and then 3 308 rounds.
Okay, let's do this. They have a bear up there. I'm throwing dynamite and shit. I'm throwing everything. Oh my god, I knocked myself down. Okay, that was probably...
Oh, that guy's got an M60. Is that a registered class 3, sir? I see the paperwork. Hold on, I've got to reload after administering due process all over these people.
Look at their van. I got an idea. Hello, van. Oh, the fire.
Oh, there's a bear fighting that sniper.
And now they're fighting C4. Sometimes bears explode. Oh, we're not supposed to be here is what you're telling me.
Yeah, we just rolled in and murdered their shit. I've always wanted a mostly brown Buick Regal.
Oh, wow.
The auto driving on this sucks.
Yeah, I tend not to use it because it looks like you're drifting the whole time. This is awesome. We are drifting. At least from my perspective. Oh, they're shooting back now. I didn't account for this.
There's a
float plane. As we know, I am an expert pilot. I have played literally dozens of hours of flight simulators. I just got bit by a snake. I may die. Anyways, now that that's pumping into my blood, let's fire this plane up. Alright, co-pilot, here we go.
I am at best a navigator. I have no controls.
We've got fucking plane.
Yeah, we've already blown that up.
We've blown so much up. I mean, I see smoke rising in the distance. I see some...
Know that it is our handiwork.
And like, I'm gonna land on the road, and we will, uh-oh. Oh, okay. Oh, no, don't worry. Don't worry. Everything is fine, friend. Everything is A-okay.
That wing, that'll grow back.
Everything will. All right, we're just gonna land here. We're gonna land. I'm trying to land. I forgot how to land.
You know what I've always thought that this game needed? Naval gunfire support.
That would have made this so great, you know?
Like, in this reality, the USS Montana actually got built, and it's just on a river somewhere.
Yeah.
You gotta go get, like, the World War II vet to get it running.
Oh, I died because we landed in a bad place.
You've got to go rescue, like, a World War II gunner's mate from the
Oh my god, yeah.
And they're trying to give him bliss, and he's like, I had harder shit on Saipan in 45, sonny. Try again!
He's like, you ever heard of torpedo juice? I read a naval recipe from that torpedo juice, and it was fucking horrific.
I think we accidentally found the Colt.
Yeah, we totally found the Colt. But no, torpedo juice cocktail goes like this. Take the torpedo, unscrew the casing. The alcohol in there needs to be filtered. So what you do is you filter it through the U.S. Navy bread ration long ways. And then you serve it with...
The short ways isn't enough distance.
No, so you serve it in long ways, and then you serve it with the U.S. Navy issued crushed pineapple. And that is a torpedo juice cocktail. And they said apparently there was some concern over blindness, but as far as I can tell, everyone enjoyed themselves. I think
that guy was a lethal threat.
Look at the size of that heifer. Look at the size of it.
That
it's coming right for us.
Heifer.
Right there, got him. He was actually coming right for us this time. Oh, yeah, that seems normal. We're all right. Oh,
we're fine.
I love where he just yells, "Start the reaping," and everyone apparently is supposed to know what that means.
Begin the reaping! Yeah, that obviously there was a meeting where they went ahead and talked about code words.
Yeah, like they had to sit down and they're like, "All right, guys, when I yell start the reaping, it means
from atop a burnt out car."
It means precisely this thing and no other things. And you go, are you sure about that? And it's like, oh no, yes, absolutely.
I've never been more sure in my life.
Is it just me, or do the weapons seem horribly anemic?
They're pretty anemic.
Is that just to get you to buy more?
With the exception of the Desert Eagle.
So the Desert Eagle, or in layman's terms, the Deagle,
does more damage than the RPG-7.
Wow.
But I figured out the reason why. It actually uses sniper rifle ammo, so it's not using 50 AE, it's using 50 DMG.
Oh. I'm glad you told me this, because I hate it now. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna get in the back, and you will fly the helicopter.
I shall fly.
And we will do, you know, the enemy. Now, this RPG is what I'm gonna launch off with.
Okay. Well, they let you fire it from the...
Yeah. Alright, I just missed, but I won't with this. This is the slowest rocket known to man.
Yeah, actual RPGs are much faster.
We're great at this. I just wanted you to know that. We're pretty great at this.
Hey, that's an illegal roadway obstruction. Do you want to help him remove that?
I think I just threw a knife down there. I hate where they say that. Just sell some fucking things at the hunting stand if you're low on money. Why don't you shoot people who have it? Why are you even using money? You don't need money. You don't need wallet. You have a gun.
Ooh! We just hit a bird. Like that? That's probably normal.
Yeah, no, everything's fine. I'm sure they do this all the time. From a law enforcement perspective, let's say everything goes to shit. You are cut off from the government. Your whole county goes off the grid. What is your actual duty to do at that point? What would you do if you were the deputy in this situation?
Law enforcement's job, in absence of anything else, is to keep the peace.
Right.
At that point, I mean, you're looking at a return to almost Wild West kind of civilization.
So you would just roam the wastes like a NCR ranger and try to bring peace where you could.
Yeah, I mean that's what it comes down to. I got into this job to help people. That's why I did fire and EMS before I did any law enforcement. It's kind of where I would see myself taking that. Yeah.
So if you are an NCR, okay, let's say it's post-apocalyptic. You're a part of a ranger's service that just promotes the peace. That's it. You don't serve the government. You just serve the public, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would your duty equipment be? Like, what would you fight with if you had a pick of commonly available post-apocalyptic things? And we're assuming that, yes, weapons are still made.
Okay, so they're still manufacturing?
Yeah, they would. You know they would be. So help me God, if you're like 1911 and 50 GI, I'd be like, oh my God.
I think you know me better than that.
Yeah, I know. Fad rounds are terrible, and you know it.
My honest kind of thought would be probably a lever gun in 30-30 or something very, very simple to maintain. Light rounds that I can pack in and out. Because at that point, you know, petroleum's only going to be good for so long. It would be a return probably to an agrarian horse transport society.
And if you could get petroleum, it would be stuff like, it'd be reserved for trains and aircraft.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so I've got this lead pipe, and I'm really keen on throwing it at people. Okay, so we gotta get in here and recover the things.
I just punched that man to death. Hold on, we gotta hide this.
Well, yeah, I mean, nice.
I should have dropped him on the pile of bodies.
This is where we had the bee problem, and we need to get in here to...
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if bees would attack me, but I'm pretty sure bees would attack me. I think at this point, the bees would be very upset. I don't know a lot about bees, but I know they don't like people. I hear fun happening. Sounds like a lot of fun out there.
Nah, only marginal amounts of fun.
So in a post-apocalyptic society, how would you judge what is just? I mean, would you walk around and be like, oh, you got a machine gun, you can't have that? Or would you just be like, don't be a dick?
We're going back to common law if that's the case, yeah.
So, okay.
Everyone's armed,
yeah.
Probably polite.
So here's a good question. Best to worst law enforcement sidearms ranked.
Best to worst.
Modern. I'm not talking historically, because then you'd have to be like, well, the Colt Dragoon was very good. And no, just best.
Modern stuff. Probably the Glock's top of the stack. Because it is ridiculously easy to take somebody who has not shot at all and get them competent with a Glock. There's a reason they've got so much of the law enforcement kind of market corner. The SIG 320 is okay. SIG 226 I liked better. That's actually my duty weapon. Then you've got weird ones that show up. Smith & Wesson, Shield, and their M&P are fine weapons, but they don't really have much in the market.
All right. Oh, best and worst snack while on duty.
I do like me, some pudding. Sitting there with tapioca in the median. I tend to keep granola bars and stuff in spare magazine pouches on my tactical vest. Donuts actually are a lot more functional than most people realize. It's a compact, high energy, high sugar content.
Okay, what is the best and worst cop donut? I have to ask this.
Best and worst cop donut. The best has to be your classic pink with sprinkles. And then worst would be powdered. Gets all over the uniform. Look like Farva from Super Trooper.
All right, LA Noire. What were your thoughts on that? Not my playthrough of that, because that's different.
I was really impressed with LA Noire. It's kind of a pulpy story.
Of course, but they're going for that.
History of Los Angeles, and especially the Los Angeles Police Department. There was a lot of corruption scandals in the department post-World War II.
Oh yeah,
and
Mickey Cohen era.
Very, very well. Law side of it, they did fairly well. There's some stuff they made concessions for gameplay reasons. But, I mean, at that point, the things a cop was allowed to do was a lot looser than it is now. You look at the fleeing felon case, which is Tennessee v. Garner. That wasn't actually settled until the late 70s, early 80s. Up until that point, it was technically legal to shoot an unarmed fleeing person. And in the 40s, it's kind of what America expected from its law enforcement.
Here's my question. When you have to deal with sovereign citizens, what is the most common thing you hear?
The most common thing I hear?
Like, how do you know they're a sovereign citizen? Like, what is the most common statement that comes out of their fucking mouth? Also, this is not a submarine. I've made a mistake. I thought I could forward it.
The sovereign citizens around here like to make up their own paperwork and try and present it to you, feeling that if they can get law enforcement to read it, that makes it legitimate.
Oh.
They also file fraudulent liens on officers they don't like. So you'll go in to get a loan and suddenly there's a lien for $400 million on your car or something. because the court system doesn't have the capacity to check whether liens are fraudulent or not at this stage. You just go in and file the paperwork and it's on there.
It's pretty impressive.
And it does get sorted eventually, but it's a 5 or 6 year process typically.
I'm dead.
Oh God!
We found a moose.
Okay.
Are you sure we're not the ones on acid and this is just like a petting zoo we just lit into? Mm-hmm.
I've always wondered that with the Bliss, because you've got the scenes where you're trying to get the marshal, and you know there's some farmer and his John Deere like, that's 2 stone cops chasing each other through my cornfield.
Yeah, it's just cops that are just baked as fuck, like screaming at each other like, "Oh, help you!" and then just flailing around, and people go, "Oh, okay."
Well, obviously they're up to official business. I should leave them be.
Deputy. just nod. All right, best cop movie, most accurate cop movie.
First 3/4 of Hot.
The first 3/4 of Hot Fuzz. That is your answer.
At the end, he gets the payoff to do all the crazy stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's the first 3/4 where you're just sitting there frustrated.
If you were in chief of police and you had unlimited money for uniforms, what would you go for as we fight this helicopter? Because there's a handsome set of uniforms out there. Oh.
I'd really, really like to see a return to kind of the old double-breasted New York style. For looks, they're awful uniforms to try and do anything with. Although, I will say I have been on a crime scene in full Class A dress uniform, and I felt like a boss.
I'm sure.
We were going to go to a parade, and we had a call come out. So I'm out there in suit jacket and tie and Clarino leather everything. Like, ma'am, I need you to stay back. There's been a murder.
That sounds actually pretty baller. I'm not going to lie.
Because we're a rural department, our Class A uniform includes a, it's not a Stetson because it's not made by Stetson, but think Indian Wars era cavalry hat, and you're on the right track, in brown.
That sounds fucking great.
It's a classy hat, actually.
Here's a good question. What is the worst, and I do mean the worst law enforcement uniform you've ever seen?
Well, there was a period of time in the 70s where a department went entirely over to polyester business suits in an effort to be more relatable. But I think that's cheating. I think it's Tennessee Highway Patrol has this super wide belt. It's like 3.5 or 4 inches wide. And it looks like a Santa Claus belt with a gun hanging off it. That's pretty obnoxious.
Ho, ho, ho. If you could have a 50 cal mounted on your cruiser, would you?
Oh, absolutely. Would I ever find a legally justified reason? Probably not.
No, it doesn't have to be legally justified, just would you find a reason?
Yeah, I mean, you've got a 50 cal on top of a Crown Vic, and it's got due process engraved and gilded on the side of the side plate.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's going to listen to you.
Well, especially if it's on like a remote. So you could just point your finger and it would just line up on that.
Automatically points whatever direction the body cam does.
Oh my god, that would be great. So you're like in a building and you're like, excuse me, I need you to stand back. And it's like, what? And then just full auto.
Have you noticed, I don't know if you've shot the M14 in this game, but when you change the mag, it makes a grand ping for no reason?
That's fantastic. Okay, we have to act like we're scared because they did all this effort, all right? Oh, the lights, oh no, and the... No, that's just bad, all right? I'm not gonna act scared anymore. That's insulting. You know, if I was a big YouTuber... Okay, that one was actually a little scary. You know, if I was a big YouTuber, I would have actually jumped and screamed at this part. This part is actually not... is pretty spooky when it jumped out. What is this one? No. You know, if this was in a rural area, somebody would have like crawled on top of that and started making out with her. I mean, this is a rural area puppet show. Also, these animatronics are way too good for like rural bumfuck, you know. Oh, there's a guy out there. Hold on, I'm gonna bat him.
He said, huh, weird, as you hit him in the face with a bat.
This old episode of Cops was one of the greatest fucking things ever. This guy was hiding under a kiddie's swimming pool, and a cop walked up and was like, where is he? And then you see the guy, just as he's running away from the cops, rather than lay low for a second or two, he lights a cigarette. They just saw that little glint in there, and they're like, okay. Oh man, look at all these deer. Hold on. Hunting.
Get me closer. I wish they hit them with my stick.
I like that we can just do drive-bys with bombs. We're like the IRA. You know the...
I don't think the IRA was ever this efficient.
No. The IRA also did a drive-by once with a flamethrower.
Oh, that is a bear.
How many pipes to kill a bear? Too many. I'm gonna commit a sin. Just because of stat bonuses, because of how this game works. I'm gonna put a scope on a 4570. I feel dirty. Please don't tell me.
Yeah. God, it's not even like an actual hunting scope. It's like a red dot.
It's a fucking ACOG. Like, why? These people don't know how guns work, and it bothers me because I want to show them how guns work. And that's not a threat. That's not like I want to show you how guns work. Just like I want to be like, guys, let's like go to the range.
You don't even have to pay me. Just let me correct your errors.
You don't have to pay me. You don't even have to credit me. I just want you guys to move forward with good knowledge.
You know, you can hold a grenade in your hand until it cooks off for instant cover.
That is actually pretty cool. Uh-oh, we can't save now.
So we've got to go get captured by the arrow.
I think that's what happens, and then he like gives us a lecture and then we escape.
The most obnoxious way to force a cutscene.
I hate forced narratives. I hate them. Kojima did them all the time. I don't care for them. It's forced perspective or forcing someone to listen to a lecture is a very, very bad role-playing game motif.
And this one's worse than most. It tries to shove it down your throat like you're in Gitmo on a hunger strike.
What can we do with a cult that's funny? Like, that would be hilarious. Like,
they're so fucking serious.
It's so serious. Like, if they made this just an ounce of funny or weird, it would be so great. If they made this a UFO cult, that would make this so fucking funny. They're like, we're the United Blisstopians, and we must build 4 obelisks to control the UFO energy. They're just really stupid. Like, they all have, like, cardboard helmets.
They do their baptisms in Crystal Pepsi.
Oh my god, yes. He's very metrosexual, Ryan Reynolds, you're right.
You can't unsee it once you do.
No, I've seen it.
Oh gosh. Here comes Daddy's belt.
How'd you fix your glasses?
Well, I mean, obviously they're just from the gas station down the street.
He's like, I need some glasses that say weirdo cult leader, and they're like, in the back next to the bait. Where you get your pomade and night crawlers.
Yeah.
You know this guy smells like fucking patchouli and cedar. Let my hands loose, I will cut your head back to the fat meat. I will slap you into a new sense of zen.
I felt it.
What if they just kissed for like a long tender moment and it started playing just beautiful romantic music, and then the game continued and they never addressed it again? See, at this range, I knew I was funked, I'd bite his nose off. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, a good headbutt. I mean, there's a lot of stuff this close that you can do.
No, just bite his nose off so everyone's gonna be like, "Why? What's your problem?" And he's like, "I'm gonna tell you about the guy that did me." You know, you look all the way to the left, and it's like, so you've awoke. They got you next to that horse thief trying to cross the border. Oh wow, he wrecked at 10 miles an hour. That's fucking tragic. This is why you use seatbelts, right? I mean, I think they figured this out. I don't think seatbelts are new.
Well, to be fair, these are church pews in the back of a rapist van.
I'm telling you though, I mean, 4570 is about all the power you'll ever need. I know some people are like, oh, you need the 300 Win Mag or the 338. Fucking 4570 will do it just fine. I mean, a little stout.
4570 is the only government I ever needed.
You know someone's gonna say that in the comments.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I beat them to it.
Excellent. You get double good boy points. Oh yeah, this is the mortar one, where the French think a mortar does this. But no, I'm saying that the French think this is how a mortar works, and they don't understand that they're not like accurate. I take that back. Some mortars can be accurate, but only under ideal circumstances and with exceptional crew members, not like random cult members.
Yeah, you need a mortar crew. You need a mortar that has been ranged at its current location, is nice and stable. All that's.
You need 4 observers. Someone up there who knows how to get on that horn and be like, hey, mortar guys, adjust blank.
Don't think either us or the Soviets ever came up with a cluster munition version of mortars.
No, I don't think so. Also, this wood bridge protected us. I like how they're not even watching the direction they're shooting at, so you can just walk up on them. Yeah, as we all know, mortars are a one-man job, and, you know...
Hey, I'll tell you, you're doing an ace job at it, though.
Also, they don't overheat at all. I'm just gonna keep shelling that bridge.
There's not a bunch of apocryphal stories of mortar crews having to urinate on their barrels to keep them from melting.
I'm just gonna keep dropping them over there, because that makes me feel better. But yeah, what kind of fucking cluster munition? I mean, realistically, the only mortar shells they're gonna be able to get in the United States are American-made ones, which is 81mm, 60mm. And or they'll have to make their own. And if they make their own, they're gonna be like those Syrian or IRA mortars that are just like gas bombs. Which, while effective, are not gonna be, yeah, they're gonna be effective, sure, but for like a round or two, and then they're gonna break. Okay, I'm glad that we've SEAL Team 6'd this and done well.
Earl just pushed me into the helicopter plates, which hurt me. Let's try and make the game as inconvenient as we can at every opportunity.
Let's have DLC that doesn't match up with a game at all. Let's have a DLC about Mars and one about Vietnam. Like, what the fuck? What are you smoking up there in France? Oh, I know.
Oh, far away from the light of terror, the remnants of another era. Join the crew, grab a brew, it's a damn periphery. We're full of pirates, cultists, rednecks, and opus girls. Look great in latex. Join the crew, grab a brew. It's a damn periphery. We're stuck in the periphery. Oh no, oh yeah. Ain't too much tech to be found here. At least it's not the inner sphere. Far away, out in the deep periphery. Far away, our way, out in the deep periphery. There's Randist knights and bandit countries, Viking duelists, murder junkies, houses out, noble suck, get out of periphery. Just bring your armies, bring your treasure, we'll drain it all at our own leisure. Right away, far away, in the deep periphery. You're stuck in the periphery, oh no, you lost everything you held dear. At least you're out in the inner sphere. Far away, out in the deep periphery. Far away, out in the deep periphery. Solo. This is Eagle 1, by the way. Alright, back to the chorus one more time. You're stuck in the periphery, oh no, you lost everything you held dear. At least you're out in the inner sphere. Far away, out in the deep periphery. Far away, out in the deep periphery. Yeah, now get the fuck out.
2570's the only government I ever needed.